Hey everybody, this is Tambeyoda, and today I have from the Generation Selects Power of the Primes line, this is Deluxe Class Ricochet. Alright, so once again we have these brown boxes that we're getting. This is a Generation Selects type thing, where it's a special release. Basically, they're going back and re-releasing some of the Power of the Primes. It's just a way for them to kind of mark up and put a premium price on a figure that we've already gotten. So, as you can see here, we have the brown box. If you look at the top right here, you can see that this is distinguished a little bit different from that Megatron that we got that came in a brown box also, where we have the primes around here. Now, if you take a look at here, I've already cut this open. Let's see here, I already cut this open, and if you open the inside of the flap, you can see it says Transformers Power of the Primes. So this is part of the Power of the Primes line. Now, you may be wondering about the wrinkles on here. Now, this label, it feels like it's a kind of a plastic label. I'm not sure if it's paper or plastic, but it doesn't seem like they put it on there very straight whenever they put this on and then wrapped it around. It's got some wrinkles on it. Now, the red swoop is far worse than this. This is actually not too bad, but let's go ahead and open up the box so you can see. Now, both of the figures, they come in, they have this Autobot logo on here. I don't know if at some point they're going to release any Decepticons, and maybe they'll change that at that point, but we also have Matrix of Leadership in there. So I'm going to take a look at the figure right here. So we have our Ricochet here. It's just our original Jazz, and you can't see the top of his head, but this is the original Jazz right here, along with his little prime armor and his gun right here. Unfortunately, we do not have his Target Master counterpoint, even though it would have been probably pretty easy to do that, just to take one of the Target Masters that we've already gotten and just recolor that and just say that it's his Target Master. Now, if you aren't familiar with these characters, now Ricochet is basically a Target Master version of Jazz. He has actually two different names. Now, in the United States, he's called Ricochet, and his Target Master is called Nightstick, and I do believe that Nightstick is shared with Cyclonus, or at least it was in the Universe line. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case here, because we're just getting what do you call them? Just the figures in with themselves and not with another character. Now, I think that would have been something that they should have added in with this guy, especially with the premium markup that they have. Now, in Japan, his name is Stepper, and his Target Master is Nebulon. All right, well, let's go ahead and free this guy from his plastic shackles, and we'll check him out. All right, so we're back, and here we have Ricochet in his robot mode. Now, this is the mode that he comes in his packaging. Now, I do agree. I read somebody's review on this figure, and this guy he feels weird. He feels very light. He does not feel as solid as the original Jazz, and I've already had a I don't even know how to say it, a failure on the figure, where something has almost broken. It hasn't completely broken off, but it is on the verge of breaking, and if I continue to force that piece anymore, then it will snap off. And I only transformed this once, just to remind myself really quickly how to transform him before doing it on the camera. And with that said, he suffers from loose joints. It's not as bad as the red swoop, but he still does that, and he just feels light. It feels like they used some other type of plastic than what they originally used with the Power of the Primes line. Other than that, everything is really nice on him. He has really nice paint apps. There's no stickers. Everything else is, you know, I want to love this figure because I like Ricochet. I like the character. And I love Jazz. But, man, this quality is... this is not a toy that you're going to want to play with, that you're going to want to give to your kids, because it more than likely probably will break at some point. Or just transforming it and bringing it back, it will wear out really quickly. This is one that you're just going to take out, maybe transform it once just to see what it looks like, and then put him back in robot mode and put him in your display case. That's pretty much it. Other than that, you know, his legs aren't that bad, aren't as bad as Swoop's. His knee's a little loose right here. But other than that, so just as a reminder, all intents and purposes, we are just going to focus on these two modes, his robot mode and his alt mode. We're not going to go into any of his combiner modes. I didn't even take his prime armor out of the packaging because I can't stand those things. They're way better than what we got for Combiner Wars, but they're still garbage. Now I do have his weapon in his hand, so there's that. Now let's, I guess, nothing else than to go ahead and transform him, and I'll show you as we're transforming him where that failure was. Something that I noticed, ooh, that's coming up, okay. Something that I noticed when transforming him the first time is he seems to be loose right here with the connectors, but I don't really want to force this because the failure point is right here, and I don't want to break that off. I really don't. I'm after this video, I'm going to go and reinforce it with some super glue. But yeah, so let's go ahead and bring this under. This right here is going to come up through here. We'll flatten that out, put it down like that. Bring this back up. Now we'll go ahead and transform the legs. Now this is a flaw that they had with just the engineering originally. I don't know what they were thinking or what they had to get around, but these panels opening on the inside are it's doable. It's just really annoying. Now we'll do that. Bring this in. We'll go right there. Now this is where I had the issue. You can probably see that crease right there. That crease is that's where the damage is. I was trying to push in, like this side will clip in. This side would not, for the life of me, clip in. And I was just trying to force it in, and I guess I pushed here instead of here. And yeah, I saw the crease come up and I stopped. Didn't keep going. So that's where that's gonna be, and that's where that's gonna stay. So basically, other than that, we'll bring this down. Bring that into there. And like I said, I'm not really gonna mess with this. I'm gonna get these all locked in, these arm panels and stuff, because they lock in into here. Come on, lock into the body. Are you gonna mess with me? Okay, there it goes. All right, so that's pushed in. And we have his weapon, and you can put that in a couple of different places. But that's pretty much it for this mode right here. And like I said, they used these nice paint apps instead of the stickers. So you have that. The only thing that breaks up is this white right here. I don't know. I wish that they would have used that on the shoulders, but then it would break up the color scheme in his robot mode. So, and that doesn't look too bad. I guess if you want to, then you can put this on this side, and you're not going to notice it as much. All right, let's go ahead and get him back into his robot mode. Let's put these apart so that we can then flip out the toes. Not yet. I'm going to come up here, flip this down, bring this up, flip this in, bring it around, and this will clip up underneath here. Bring the head through. It's going to come down, and then this will tab into the top of his body right there. There you go. Just like that. Bring your arms down. Oops, come on. Yep, now looking at it like this, I don't think it would really do anything if this would have been molded out of black, because you would have just had this in black, and this peg would have been in black. So, all right, so let's go ahead and check out his articulation. So his head is a ball joint. Now there is a pin joint right here that allows you to lift the arm up. This one seems a little loose, yeah, about there. But I had that same kind of issue with my other jazz, so I'm not gonna fault this figure for that issue. That seemed like that was an issue with my original one. Now, this arm seems to be a little bit better. Now coming to the shoulder, there's another joint that allows you to move the arm forward and back. Then you have your ball jointed elbow. Yeah, it feels like this is, it can swivel a little bit. Now at the hips, you can rotate the waist. The hips are ball joints, so you can do that. You can, wow, this is really, that's surprising. It's the ball joint that's a little loose. Then you have your knee joint, that feels fine. And if you want to bring these up, you can. It's for transformation, but all right, let's get this guy resituated. Like I said, he has a little bit of an issue with some loose joints, but especially in with the legs. That's mainly where it is. The arms feel fine, especially the ball joints in the arms, but I do assume that, especially with bringing this up and down, if you were to do this enough with play on it, that you would have some loose joints up here, and then this would probably start to decay after a little while also. So I don't know how well it would do as a limb. It seems like it's sturdy enough to be an arm. So, all right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this video, because that's pretty much going to do it. Hopefully I was able to help inform you with whether you wanted to make the decision to buy this figure, because it's a little bit of a markup, and especially with some of the issues with the quality of plastic and some loose joints. Other than that, everything else looks pretty good. It seems like there's a bubble in the paint right here. It's the only other flaw that I can see other than this piece breaking right here. But I don't know if that was an issue with the original one either. So I know because this is all clear plastic right here, so I don't know if there were tolerance issues with that. I know that there were some tolerance issues with some of the clear plastic, but this is the only time that I've had a potential failure with the figure. So, all right, once again, thanks for watching. It's Tambeyoda. I'll see you guys next time.